What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Economic Events. Today, we're going to be reading an article from Guardian.com regarding inflation and oil prices. Let's get right into it. So, global inflation fears as oil prices rise towards $100 a barrel. The article raises concerns about global inflation as prices approach $100 per barrel. It highlights that surging oil prices could have a cascading effect on the broader economy, driving up the cost of goods and services, particularly transportation and energy-related products. This, in turn, can lead to higher overall inflation rates, impacting consumers' purchasing power and potentially prompting central banks to consider tighter monetary policies. So that's a lot to unpack right there. And basically, what they're referring to is when they're talking about driving up the price of goods, meaning if for example, let's just say you I don't know, you sell peaches, and it costs more for you to go get the peaches because the gas prices are going up. You're gonna have to go ahead and turn around and do two things: either lower your profit margins by keeping prices the same, or the next thing you'll have to do is whatever amount you're paying more for your gas to get there, you're gonna have to throw that onto the price of the peaches. So that's kind of what they mean by this causing inflation to go up a little bit more overall. So, and then when they're talking about prompting central banks to consider tighter monetary policy, again, it goes back to the first point of if gas prices go up more and more and people have to pay more to get to their products that they're selling, then they're gonna have to charge more. And then when they charge more, what they're gonna have to do is that's gonna cause people to spend more and all that. So it's a huge ordeal there. So what they mean by tighter monetary policies is raising interest rates to lower spending. That's what they mean by that. The rise in oil prices is attributed to supply disruptions and geopolitical tensions, further fueling inflationary pressures. As a result, consumers and investors are urged to closely monitor the situation as it may necessitate adjustments to their financial strategies, such as diversifying investments, considering hedging strategies against inflation, and being cautious about discretionary spending in the face of potentially rising costs. So that kind of goes back to my initial point, is that's kind of what they'll do is with these rising oil prices, they're gonna have to do something like I should say they're not gonna be able to drive to the store as much, and which means that they don't go to the store as much. They're not gonna be able to get as many things, and they're gonna have to lower their trips. Because I know some people like to go for joy rides, just driving around the city or whatever, or driving around the block. That's going to go away because of these higher oil prices. Now, keep in mind that what happens is this time of year, they naturally go up a little bit more historically anyway, just because we are headed towards holiday seasons. And what happens during the holidays is everybody's traveling to go see their family, their friends, their loved ones, whatever. Just to manage expectations, this is for the most part, a consistent thing this time of year. Now, the only difference is that this time, unlike the previous years, we have higher inflation. So you got to add that to this oil prices. I think the Fed or the central banks, they're just going to continuously do things at their own pace, which the August consumer price index did come out recently, and it was higher than expected. So it's possible that at least in America, the Federal Reserve will raise rates by another 25 to 50 basis points. Now they're talking about, here in the article there's a mention of the European Central Bank implemented a 10th consecutive increase in interest rates last week. So, even if they do the lowest possible number of 0.25%, that would mean that if they've done that 10 consecutive times at that particular number, that's 2.5% is their interest rate. Now it could be higher, it could be lower than 2.5%. I just happen to make that number up. So, and then another thing it mentions here in the article is that at least here in the U.S., where tax makes up a smaller portion of the price at the pumps, gasoline has jumped by more than 10% to $3.90 a gallon. So I guess that mean they mean that's the national average is $3.50 or sorry $3.90. It just means again back to the initial point of what's happening is as we go more into holiday season, not necessarily like Halloween because you don't really need to travel for Halloween, but we're talking about you've got uh, in the last month or so we've got the people leaving home to go back to school, traveling there and then go leading up to November, December. Obviously, you're gonna have Thanksgiving, you're gonna have Christmas, all that good stuff. So people will be flying out, they'll be driving out, or they'll be doing whatever. So um, I mean, maybe one way to combat this is you're gonna have Thanksgiving over Zoom. Everybody just go down to Walmart, Kroger, whatever, and get you a pack of I don't know Hellshire Farm turkey slices. Make a turkey sandwich and just say, well, there's Thanksgiving dinner. Here's through Zoom. Just tell them, hey, sorry, Grandma, gas prices are too expensive. I can't come see you this year. My bad. Maybe next year. And then, all seriousness or all joking aside, another thing that it says is so. At least the Brent crude, oil, which is the oil benchmark, rose to a 10-month high last week of almost $94 a barrel, up from the $72 a barrel at its lowest point in June, which kind of makes sense. In June, everybody, it's summer vacation. Yeah, people tend to travel a little bit, probably not as much. Just because people are out of school and they're not, going back and forth as much, or they're not, they're out of work or whatever. So little things like that is kind of, I guess, what bring the prices down. But typically, what happens historically is if the price of oil is, or the price of a barrel is $80 or lower, it means it's a quote unquote discount. Now, if it reaches $100 a barrel, or if it even reaches well above $100 a barrel, that's when it's considered quote unquote too high of a price. So we're getting towards that expensive price point. Now, by the end of the year, this $3.90 per gallon price could easily be $4.50, maybe $4.90, whatever. So just to manage expectations, that's probably what's most likely going to happen given the holiday seasons. So maybe you want to take my advice and just have Thanksgiving and Christmas through Zoom. Or, another thing you can do is just combine Thanksgiving and Christmas and just say, I'll meet you on December 10th or something, just right in the middle of it all. I don't know if that's the exact middle of it, but hey, you do whatever you want to do to save some money. As long as your family's cool with it, that's up to you. Don't take my advice. I don't want your family being mad at you, and I definitely don't want you blaming me for your family being mad at you. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What is the price of gas in your city? I'd be curious to see about that. Like where we're at, it's about where average is. Here where I'm at, here in Tennessee, it's about it ranges from about like $3.50 to like $4 a gallon, depending on where you're at. So I would be really curious to see what you guys say about that. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and put your comments down below. I do read and reply to all.